Crowley, former Assistant Treasury Secretary for Public Affairs and the host of the amazing podcast, the Monica Crowley Podcast. Monica, good to see you.
Great to see you.
Listen, I think we share the same vibe on the digital currency. What's your take?
Yeah, it's hard to overstate how dangerous a path this is. When President Biden came into office, he ordered the Treasury Department under Secretary Yellen to actually begin a pilot program to study how this would affect the U.S. economy and the average American. We're not alone. Most Western governments also have these pilot programs. So there is a massive move toward a central bank digital currency in all of these countries. The bottom line here is not ease or convenience. That's how they're going to sell it, right? The ultimate objective is to move us to a cashless society. So you will no longer have that hard asset of that $20 bill or $10 bill. Your money will essentially be software. It will be a number in a program that the Fed, Treasury, the government, your political opponents will all have access to. They eventually want to get rid of most banks. Now, the big ones are too big to fail. But in the end, the ultimate objective is to essentially wipe all of the banks out so that your bank will be the Federal Reserve. Everything will be centralized. And again, this is not really about the money, although of course it is. This is about power and control, because the government, such as it is, will have access to all of the information related to every single transaction you make. You buy a stick of gum, the government will know. You buy a new car, the government will know. Oh, you bought the wrong car. You didn't buy an EV. Now you're going to get penalized. So in the end, Sean, this is really a move toward a CCP style social credit system. And they're using this move to a central bank digital currency as the biggest lever to try to get us there.
It's important to note that other cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin is decentralized. This will be centralized within the government. Bitcoin is a technology for freedom. This is a technology for control. I mentioned this to you before. I brought my prop. I got a $20 bill. I can use this $20 bill however I choose, for meat, for guns, for even illicit purposes. But when the government controls the dollar, they can control, as we talked about in the report, whether you can buy a firearm, how much gas you can buy, how much electricity you can buy. Can you buy meat, or do you have to buy bug-based meat? They can control everything that you purchase with a digital dollar, and whether you can purchase anything.
Well, that's also the point, too, because if you overstep perhaps your monthly carbon footprint,
right,
or if you say something that the government doesn't like, you engage in wrongthink, they'll be able to turn off your access to your own money. So you will not be able to buy or sell anything. This is what I mean about how dangerous it is.
You're shut out of the economy if you're a wrong
thinker. Shut out of the economy. And of course, it's all subjective, and it will all be in the hands of these Marxists, right? And so you and I won't be able to buy anything. This is why it's so dangerous, because this spells the end of your economic freedom.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure the American people are really paying close attention to it. I'm glad Senator Cruz and some others, Governor DeSantis, they're paying attention to it. But this is moving very fast down the track. And we need more leaders on the Republican side to stand up, and even responsible Democrats to say, look, this is not the path for the United States. Because if we continue to go down the path, you're going to lose all of your economic freedom, and economic power will be centralized in the hands of the very, very few.
And I think there's a lot of conversation about a tax on freedom, a tax on democracy, right? And you look at all those things. Do you think this is one of the greatest threats that we face in the country, is the digitization of the dollar by the Fed?
Yes, 100%. And it's moving along a parallel track with the de-dollarization movement, where you have countries now that are dumping the dollar. It's moving pretty fast. All Saudi Arabia has to do is say, you know what, we're going to start trading oil in different currencies rather than the dollar, to have a complete global and certainly American economic collapse. And that, in a way, they want to instigate that, Sean, because if we have a true economic implosion, they'll ride in as the rescuers with a central bank digital currency.
And we were talking about that in the last segment. I'm frightened that we could lose the reserve status with the dollar. What that does for our economy, a lot of economists don't. But you look at, again, a $32 trillion debt on the way to $50 trillion in the next 10 years. The Fed has a balance sheet of almost $9 trillion. This is disastrous policy to think that the dollar is going to remain the reserve currency for much longer.
Yeah, and if that goes away, then you're going to have the kind of economic implosion we have not seen since the Great Depression. What does that mean to you and me? That means astronomical inflation.
Yes.
That makes today's inflation look like child's play. This will be Weimar Republic kind of hyperinflation.
Purchase with a digital dollar, and whether you can purchase anything.
Well, that's also the point, too, because if you overstep perhaps your monthly carbon footprint,
Right.
or if you say something that the government doesn't like, you engage in wrongthink, they'll be able to turn off your access to your own money. So you will not be able to buy or sell anything. This is
They can
what I
shut
mean.
They can control everything that you.
Government doesn't like, you engage in wrongthink, they'll be able to turn off your access to your own money. So you will not be able to buy or sell anything. This is what government doesn't like, you engage in wrongthink, they'll be able to turn off your access to your own money. So you will not be able to buy or sell anything.
All right, first of all, I'm going to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Makakadash. Double honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Salutation to all the brothers and the few sisters out there onto the Israelite foreigners. From the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Shalom in the Hebrew, which means peace. It's going to be a quick show, Lord willing. Lord willing, your brothers be edified. Just preaching to the choir, as always. And you can hear it clearly. What's being said, why it's being said, and ways being said. And if you can't understand by now, then the Lord ain't dealing with you. If you understand it, you can understand that everything that was said, everything that was written before our time, every prophecy is being fulfilled. Now, this terminology of buying or selling is now the norm. When you hear it from the local news, I put the whole clip in there, but I really wanted to stick to that particular part because what she was saying everything was right. Everything that she said was right on point. But it still wasn't enough. And why wasn't enough for? Because they didn't tell you the ultimate plan. And it's something that I believe she said, or I was watching another video. Basically, it was another video. Elder Nine Nap had put it up. When we listened to Aaron Russo and when Alex Jones made his point about this Revelations 13:16, I'll say the R to the F, the ID, right? What did he say? He said something that was very particular and it kind of hit, everything hits kind of different at the time, which we already know. But what he said was that they wouldn't be able to, by your purchasing, they're going to know exactly what you always buy. So how would they do something like that prior to? Well, quite simple. They have to have a CDBC or a FedNow where it could be a test run, see what everybody does, see everybody gets, if they jump to the conclusion. And then those who does do it, they're going to have a record of and your purchasing, what you purchase, why you purchasing, and all this other stuff. So when the other final thing comes about, they already know who you are or what you do. This is like the same thing with the CHIP, the CHIP. No, actually, I'm talking about the CM Slovakia. I don't know if you still gonna talk code with that one, but the 19, the same exact thing. All right, they know exactly who did it, why they did it. And they took your information. They swab your mouth. They know exactly what your DNA is and all this sort of purposes. This is about gathering information on the people. All right, to see what you took. This is an ultimate power game. While you people out there lost in the source and being distracted easily, all right, they playing an ultimate power game. All right, but the key thing to all this, like I stated, I was gonna use it. It was a good title. Well, you could feel the vibration in the air of these prophecies, man, because these prophecies are screaming. All right, they singing. Okay, they've been singing. They've been singing to the righteous. They've been singing in our ears for a long period of time. It's like, I know this tune. I'm aware of this tune. I know exactly what's about to go on because it's not the only thing. World War III has been popping off. The nation of Israel been popping off. The world has been, listen, this thing that was like a secret that everybody kind of shunned is right in people's face. All right, you could feel the vibration. You could feel everything. You could feel the power that's resonating with what's going on. Okay, we are in the last days of the last days. So if all these things are popping, that's why I kind of got excited when I came back home. If that's all this thing is happening, so what do you think's next? The kingdom's right there. All right, the kingdom is right around the corner. Okay, if this thing is not far-fetched anymore like we thought it was many years ago, or it was delayed, how much more the kingdom? Because all this shit has to happen in order to receive the kingdom. Okay, all this gotta have to happen. There's gonna be a civil war in the streets of America. The blood will be flowing like water, because it's gonna be so gruesome out here. All right, people are gonna die for something that these elites want ultimate power from. Billions of people are going to die for the power struggle, but ultimately, the Lord is coming. All right. The Lord is coming. He's right there. I'm going to get a couple of scriptures. I don't want to make this long. But I'm right there. Slakia. We can use that one. I should start with this one. Ezekiel 33. I'm going straight to the point. 30 and 33 says, "And when this come to pass, lo, it will come. Then shall they know that a prophet have been among them." And what is this particular thing that's going to come into pass? The prophecies, man. Things, the same thing that we go out there in the highways and byways, me putting up videos, brothers putting up videos, apostles putting up videos. And then when we come together like Voltron on Saturdays or Sundays, whatever prospective clan or is it camp you in, come together, you speak the same tune. This is all power, man. And this power is resonating, is making this prophecies alive. It's like you can't put the genie in the bottle no more. All right, you can't sit there and say, "Oh, this is not gonna happen. This is not happening." It's right there. It's right in your face. And all you deniers, all you people that's been out there trying to debunk and say, "Oh no, this is never gonna happen," it's right in your face. You gotta be stupid, blind, retarded, or just a demon. All right, the Lord made a lot of people, a lot of you Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, the Lord is not dealing with you. I'm talking about people that call themselves Israelites. If you can't see it, I don't know what to say. This is not no conspiracy, anything. This is the factual things. The prophecies are popping up like popcorn. All right, and you can't deny it, man. It's in the air. Matter of fact, I wanted to start with this. Joel 2 and 28, is it? Yep. "And it shall come to pass afterwards that I will pour out my spirit upon all flesh." So all manner of men, women on the planet Earth, boy, girl, whatever, is speaking prophecy. Unknowing, unbeknownst to them. All right. Some can picture point it and like, oh, this is what it is talking about. And a lot of can't do that. But overall, the Lord pour out that spirit. That's why the vibration, if you watch you don't have to watch the regular news. World War III, plagues, famine, civil war, race riots, insurrection, CHIP, Revelation 13:16. This is all you hear about. All right, there's no denying it. There's everything that we've been speaking about. There's no denying. So if all this prophecy is being forecast to come, how about the kingdom? And that's for us, the king. That means the kingdom is right there. It says, "And your daughters and your daughters shall prophesy, and your old man shall dream dreams, your young man shall see visions." And people, Israelites, all right, and we the only ones that can interpret what's really going on, because we was given that gift to interpret. All right. And what's the interpretation? That prophecies are being fulfilled. Okay. Isaiah 55 and I believe it's 11. It says, so shall my word be that goeth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and shall prosper in the thing whereto I sent it. And what is that? The prophecies. Whatever the Lord spoke of is coming to fruition, is coming to life. All right? Every single thing. Every single thing. As 2 Ezra 15 and 1, it says, behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecies. And what the word prophecy means? To say before. And we've been saying these things for a long period of time. All right? Starting from my apostles on down. Been talking about this hit for a long period of time. All right? It says, which I will put in thy mouth, save the Lord. So it's not the apostle Todd didn't just make up this thing, and he got up one day and talking about the hip, and the other apostles just followed him on. No, this thing has been in their mouth for a long period of time, because that's the words of the Lord, man. And you can hear the tone from. This is not the only video. All the videos. They dropping all forms of tangible currency throughout the whole four corners of the earth, because they want to control every step a person makes. They want to know exactly what you're doing. That's prophetic. All right, which I'm going to bring it out. So everything that this book has been accurate about everything till now, to this very day. So how much more the future to come? All right. It says, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true, meaning it shall happen. Everything that is written of the scriptures shall happen, and it's happening. There's no denying it. The river Euphrates is drying up. Why is it drying up all of a sudden? Did not the scriptures make mention of that long ago? All right. Did not the scriptures talk about how wicked this time is, as the days of Noah? All right. This is the most wickedest generation of all. Hey, Noah prophesied 120 years. Right? They didn't believe anything until the end. But it happened. And that was a foretelling of this future. 2 Peter, the 3rd chapter, tells you that. But I'm going to keep this short. Revelations 13 and 15, it says, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak, and as cause as that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. The draconian laws that's about to take place, and everything's in motion. In order to do what they're planning to do, something devastating may happen within the next couple of months. For them, in order to say no more circulation of the dollar, all right, knowing that all hell's breaking loose, and all the world's align themselves against America. That's prophetic as well. All right. So it's not looking good for this place, which we've been said through the Spirit. All right. And this new world order system, they're gonna want you to worship this new world order system. And if you don't, you're gonna die. It's that simple. All right. It says, verse 16, and he caused all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. Because it's not about the digital dollar or whatever, the digital this, that to the third. No. It's about marking each individual. And when you look up which GMS always say, look up the word mark, it means charagma. So they're going to insert something into you. You could lose your wallet. You could lose your bank card. All right, you could lose your phone. But you ain't going to lose your hand. Oh, if you don't have a hand, guess what? You have your forehead. Why would Elon Musk push Neuralink and so forth? Because they're fulfilling prophecy. Okay? So it's in the air. The vibration is being pushed. It's not a secret no more. All right? It says, and that no man might buy or sell, what she said, right? Save he that had the mark, or the of the name of the beast, or the number of his name. So you can't do no sort of commerce. You can't live no ordinary life. You can't live your poor life. You can't live your decent life. You can't live your middle class life, because all is going to be taken. You're going to have to do as they tell you to do. And if you don't do, you'll be cut off, period. And ultimately, they don't desire to have everybody. So a lot of people is going to be put to death anyway. All right. So this is the time that we in, man. Is the vibration of the prophecies is right in the world. And it says, here's wisdom. Let him that have understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 603 scores. So they're going to force this on everybody. And what is the results of this? Revelation 14:9, it says, and the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark and his forehead on his hand, no matter where in your body, right? You put this device that is not supposed to be put in you, you put that in yourself, and this is what's going to happen. All right? You want to live your normal life. You want to live as a slave. You want to be controlled by Satan, all right? The hive mentality. You want to be doped up, do all this other stuff. You want to act like nothing's going on. You want to sell your soul for less. And this is the results of your selling. This is the results of all that. The same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and the presence of the Lamb. In other words, when those missiles come and annihilate, and this land of America become the lake of fire, okay, in the presence, those that does not be delivered, who's not part of the elect, all right, is going to be stuck here, burning to death. Your spirit is going to be in you, and all the heavens and the elect is going to be looking down upon you. Like this is the results of that. Okay, you're going to be asked out. This is not a joke. This is real. All right. So of all that information that's being broadcast out there, that this thing is real, this thing's is happening, how much more the results of that. This is why we don't play games. This is why GMS keeps saying the same thing. This is the most scariest thing, period. All right? This is not no joke. This is it. This is the end game right here. It says, in the smoke of their torment ascended up forever and ever, and they have no rest day nor night, who worship the image, who worship the beast and his image, and whosoever receive the mark of his name. So you put in your name, you put in stating that the digital O in you is going to result to your destruction. All right? That's why the Spirit is having apostles always saying it. Apostles, all GMS, period, talk about the digital O. Now the regular average folk out there saying that because the Spirit is, because that vibration is there. All right, that vibration is letting people know, like, look, this is it. This is what the scriptures is talking about. This is the end of it all. All right, and nobody can say they never heard. No, the prophets were there. They told you. That's why there's gonna be massive casualties of great proportion. All right. So with that being said, it was something real quick through the Spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahshua, wanting your brothers to edify. Hey, the vibration is there. We almost home. Literally, shalom.